Tony D and Little Joan. What a screenwriter's rant on Genie, starring Melissa McCarthy. Looks like Mark Maron's in it too as the doorman. About a guy who loses everything and then gains a genie. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my book. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 13, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. This appears to be a comedy movie, so Melissa McCarthy can actually be funny. It's a bit of a, well, it's from the writers of Love, actually, and Notting Hill. So it's very mild, but fun-ish. It's basically a kid's movie with Melissa McCarthy as the genie. So, but I gotta say, the setup's not too bad. It looks wholesome and stupid, but, for a Christmas movie, and it is very much a Christmas movie, which is weird, right? It's kind of a weird premise. So, this dude missed his daughter's birthday. His wife leaves him. He gets fired. His life is falling apart. And then he accidentally discovers Melissa McCarthy, the genie. He rubs the thing, and she pops out, and she is just a genie. She doesn't really look like a genie, but okay. She's wearing sort of like the genie garb, but she doesn't realize how long she's been trapped, and she gives him unlimited wishes. Like, she says, "Oh, the whole fairy tale thing, that's just BS." So in this, it's more. It really focuses more on her being out of the loop for thousands of years, and the guy with the wishes showing her, real life, or modern life, I should say. And he's in Manhattan, and all he wants, well, besides all the other things he wants his family back. So that's kind of wholesome, right? I mean, so Melissa McCarthy tries to help him. She redecorates his place. He helps her get like gets her modern clothes, takes her out shopping, and she just keeps granting his wishes. And so this is kind of a funny scene. She asks, "What's this Christmas all about?" And he explains, "Oh, it's about the birth of Jesus Christ." And she goes, "Joseph's kid?" and he's like, "So you met Mary and Joseph and Jesus, or you met Joseph?" And she's like, "Yeah, I thought he was kidding about the whole Son of God thing." So that's kind of funny. I mean, and it's kind of wholesome. Like, she's not. Now, Melissa McCarthy, I don't know, she was way up there in the stratosphere of people being hired for movies. I can't think of a specific woke thing she said, but like, if tomorrow she came out and woked it all up, I wouldn't be shocked. But I've seen her in a couple movies where she's actually really good. She was in this movie about she was a struggling writer who fakes a bunch of famous writers' signatures and writing, and it's based on a true story. It's actually a very good movie. Some of her more mainstream stuff is just too sort of over the top, like too wacky, too goofy. This is in that realm, but they've kind of made it work a little bit more because it's in the realm of a Christmas movie, so you're kind of more forgiving about it, and it's a comedy, so she doesn't seem to be going off the rails with a lot of nonsense. It kind of fits, and it would appeal to, I think, her audience. Tends to skew female, but also to families, right? And it feels like a more organic kind of setup for something that's wacky and goofy. And you can forgive, like, okay, that she doesn't look anything like a genie. But like, neither did, I Dream of Genie. What's her face? And she's goofy and fun and just keeps granting wishes. And so I could see this being fairly watchable. I mean, look, what do you want? It's on Peacock. So first act, he wants to win. He's having the worst day of his life. He gets fired, loses his family. Everything's going wrong, and he stumbles upon Melissa McCarthy, the genie. Right? So now everything changes. Second act, he spends, most of the movie making wishes, trying to get Melissa McCarthy up to speed. I'm not so sure what, like, the costume works. Her hair just doesn't work. That doesn't look like hair from 1,000 years ago. But again, I'll forgive it. She discovers pizza. She speaks English for some reason. So I guess, most of the second act is just Melissa McCarthy goofing around. She discovers hand sanitizer and eats it. Again, fun. So then, he tries to win back his family, but I assume the message is going to be something like, you can't just buy back your family, right? Whatever their actual problems were, and I think it was him ignoring his daughter. Now he has to, he can't just buy her affections back. And that of his wife either. So he has to make a real change, I would say. But I assume he does, right? Like, at first, his wife's impressed. He seems to be getting his life in order, but none of that really matters unless he addresses the real issue. And then it gets a little sappy at the end, it seems. Melissa is considers him like her best friend now. And I guess he sets her free, and she's upset, doesn't really want to go. But, he seems like a cool enough character that, really, if he gets his family back, I mean, of course you'd ask for a bunch of money or whatever, but if he gets his family back, that's all that really matters. And if that's the message of the movie, I gotta say, that's pretty wholesome. That's a pretty good thing. So, who is this actor's name? Melissa McCarthy's being promoted, but I'm not sure what his name is. I'm sure he's in the IMDb somewhere. Oh, here's his name. Wow. I don't know how you say it. It's Paapa. Papa? Or Papa? And then the last name is Esiedu. Okay. Usually actors have streamlined names, right? So you remember them. They have a good cadence. And there's a reason for that. It gets you more work. Oh, who do you want to hire? Do you want to hire, I don't know, Tom Tanner? Or do you want to hire Papa Esiedu? I'm not saying he has to change his name. I'm just saying that's a rough name to pronounce. It's a rough name. I mean, and I feel it because my last name's tough to pronounce. And I forgive people if they can't pronounce my last name. It's DiGerolamo, and you look at it and you go, oh my God, that's so many letters. So, and I pronounce it for them. I don't get all upset if people can't pronounce my last name. And you might say, oh, but you're Italian, and people go, no, they butcher it pretty bad a lot of times. A lot of times I just say, oh, you could just call me Tony D or whatever. Anyhow, this looks good. Shot in Manhattan. So I think it works for Melissa McCarthy. For a fun, wholesome movie for the family. This, as long as they're not, maybe they're cutting all the woke stuff out. I don't know. It is NBC. But from this trailer, yeah, not a bad deal. Rated PG, November 22nd. So that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for more base takes. If you can find a more base take, I say take it. Be back with more videos later. We'll see you in the next one.